Assalamu alaikum everyone, this is the voice behind the veil. Today I would like to talk about the case of Mr. Humaidan Al-Turki, a Saudi Arabian citizen that after receiving an academic scholarship immigrated with his family to the United States in 1995. He was convicted in a Colorado court in 2005 and sentenced to 28 years in prison for sexually assaulting his Indonesian housekeeper and keeping her enslaved for 4 years. If you would like to read with details his case, I will provide a link below. First of all, this whole case was based on the testimony of one housekeeper and two unknown married Muslim women, which in my opinion they were not telling the truth, because every Muslim knows that married women don't even shake hands with men that are not their close relative. On the trial, they said that the housekeeper kept a very detailed diary of the sexual assaults made by Mr. Al-Turki, which mysteriously she destroyed days before the trial. And also, in the 4 years of sexual assault, the only time penetration occurred was 2 weeks before she was arrested. Wow, incredible the flow of this story. A 17 years old who went from a poor village of Indonesia to Saudi seeking for a job kept a very detailed diary. I wonder who taught this girl to be such a great writer. It wouldn't surprise me that all the circumstantial evidence in this case are false, because this is something the police department has done in the past. For example, let's take the case of George Gilchrist, a former forensic chemist who had participated in over 3,000 criminal cases in 21 years, while working for the Oklahoma Police Department, and who was accused of falsifying evidence. Her evidence led in part to 23 people being sentenced to death, 11 of whom have been executed. Imagine 11 people that could have died unjustly from false evidence. The American system is tangled and broken, which makes it almost impossible to prove innocence in the face of circumstantial evidence, which in many cases are the ones used to convict a person rather than using direct evidence. Like in this case, where in my opinion, direct evidence was lacking. The prosecutors used theories and suppositions based on one main testimony without any type of evidence to back it up. According to the Innocence Project, some common causes of wrongful conviction are the following: eyewitness misidentification, unreliable or limited science, false confessions, forensic science fraud or misconduct, informants or snitchers, bad lawyering. It is pitiful that Mr. Al-Turki wasn't allowed to appeal based on grounds of Islamophobia, or based on the fact that there are no direct evidence. There are no concrete proof for putting this man 28 years in prison, that were now reduced to 8. A person that is not Muslim would never understand how biased the law tends to be against Muslims. If a Muslim is charged of a wrongful doing, for sure he's not innocent. It's like people's minds are already predisposed. I felt how people started to treat me different when I started to cover myself. In the street, people look at me with terror, and I was often stopped to show documentation. It is really shameful to find these paradigms on the justice system, not only in America but in other countries as well. I wish justice was made in the case of Mr. Al-Turki, and I also wish that the witnesses are interviewed again, because I know for sure their stories have changed. The justice system has to remember that justice is the quality of being fair and impartial. That means a person should be treated fairly regarding its ethnicity and religious belief. Thanks for watching. Masalam.